Since time immemorial, humans have waged war. Some scholars believe these wars are started over limited resources, religions, or possibly the rule of threes. Two comics from Houston, Texas believe that all strife comes from one group of people looking at another group of people and thinking, that group's hats are silly, and I hate them. Welcome to Silly Hats, a history podcast, with your hosts Will Loden and Nick Palermo.
Welcome to Silly Hats. We are your hosts. That's Will Loden.
What's up? And over there's Nick Palermo.
Hey.
And we've got a theory. What's that theory, Nick?
Our theory is that every human conflict boils down to one group of people looking at another group of people and being like, hey, those are dumb hats. We should take their stuff and have their things.
Yep. We came up with that at a bar.
Yep. Proved it, too.
Yeah, proved it multiple times over. And I think we're going to prove it again today.
Yes. What's our conflict today?
Cops, man.
Versus people or what?
Versus everybody. I'm talking. Okay. We're talking about the NYPD today.
Okay, so
I was
exploring. It's NYPD versus everyone.
NYPD versus everyone in NY.
Okay.
I guess,
NYPD versus NY.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I was just fascinated. I watched American Gangster the other day, and there was a I don't know if you know this. The NYPD is a little corrupt.
Really?
Yeah.
Police corruption.
Yeah. No, they're saying that it's just today that it's crazy corrupt. But if you study the history of the NYPD,
it's like, well, since corruption, it's weird. Corruption and video cameras. they got created at the same time. Exactly. They came hand in hand. I don't know how.
Can you believe that this happens?
Weird. Since microphones and video cameras, corruption.
When I lived in Memphis, the NPD lost $3 million worth of body cams. Just somehow.
Wow.
Yeah. Just,
that's weird. Like, we didn't lose any of the batons.
No. plenty of rubber bullets.
We got all the batons and the guns. Can't find the cameras.
Yep. Yeah.
No cameras or Band-Aids.
Did you lose the tear gas?
Got it right here, Hoss.
Okay. Yeah. So the NYPD was established in 1845, and it was modeled after the London PD. It was called the New York Municipal Police.
Fancy.
Yeah. So they before there was any police in American cities or anything,
I was wondering what was before 1945. Just
it was like a marshal and
Marshall Dillon.
Yeah, exactly.
Marshall and a Chester to fuck everything up.
Exactly.
Chester, you so my God, you're the worst.
They had these before the police. They had these things called they were called rattlers, and basically it was like 500 dudes would be like, "Hey, there's a fire! Like there's a fire!
Let's get a line of buckets."
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were just.
That's what they did with crime.
Yeah,
like, pass the gun down.
Like, that guy's got a knife. Okay.
Stay away from him.
New York decided that they needed a police force because I don't know if you know this about New York. Y'all love to riot. Historically speaking, New York and riots that is as New York is a slice of pizza and something else New York.
It's ignoring strangers.
Yeah, exactly. Ignoring strangers and Jay-Z. But y'all had it wasn't to stop individual crime. It was to stop what's called mass crime. And so they basically they got about 800 guys, mostly Irish, and they gave them clubs.
Oh,
and
hell
they
yeah.
were like, in case the other Irish who aren't cops here start acting up.
So what was mass crime?
It's rioting.
Oh, that was it. It was just for the riot.
All right, so this is one of my favorite stories. Is there was a riot at the
disco.
It was called the Astor Place riot. It was at the Astor Opera House.
Oh, that's timely. When we recorded it, that was timely.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a trampoline.
It was in 1849. There were 31 dead and 120 people injured. Do you want to know what they were rioting over?
More than anything.
All right. So there was this guy. Guy named Edwin Forrest, who was one of the best American actors, and all the natives were on his side. and there was a guy named William Charles Macready, who was a British actor, and they rioted over who was a better Shakespearean actor.
Hilarious.
And fucking 30 people died.
I assure you, only the first 10 people knew why the fuck they were rioting. No one's rioting
the
over
rest of them were like, these goddamn British
fucking
are ruining
hell
everything."
yeah. Just like anything, like
Let's go.
take the equivalent of a TV or whatever.
exactly.
Today's equivalent of a TV.
I don't know what is it. This is a stove or something, like a lamb leg.
Yeah, I don't know. One of those record players with the big horns.
Phonogram.
Grab the 2 records that exist.
Yeah.
We're gonna bang the fuck out of those.
Yeah,
when
and
we
so
they
they were
shanty.
Yeah, they were started in 1845, and immediately corruption, just immediately so much corruption.
This is so weird, right? So they're like, hey, we need a bunch of big, young, angry men. We're gonna give y'all clubs and just keep everyone in line.
Oh, don't forget we're underpaying you.
Oh yeah. So that didn't go well.
No,
It
didn't go well. It was so corrupt that the New York Senate in Albany, they were like, we need to do an investigation on police corruption in New York.
And they're like, who you investigate?
Yeah, exactly.
The fuck you mean?
You fucking rat.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
And the people who were investigating the cops, they came back, and their only idea was to just get rid of these people.
They came back bloody, beat, and they're like, oh, they're terrifying.
Exactly. They are goons. Absolute goons. And so they tried to just disband them, but the mayor of New York, his name was Fernando Wood.
I thought you were gonna say like McTooley.
Yeah, exactly. His name was Fernando Wood. They were basically his private army.
Oh.
So like these cops.
Yeah, Saddam Hussein is not disbanding the Republican Guard.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think I'm gonna keep the Republican Guard.
Yeah,
baby.
exactly.
The only one's keeping me in power.
Right. Pretty much. Because cops, they had to do all sorts of things. They had to shut down brothels, which they didn't.
That's what we call fucking whores.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
We're criminals.
Yeah, exactly. They had to like shut down brothels. They had to like they did basically everything that the modern civil service does. Like they're like, oh, you got a license, like to do this, and they were just crazy corrupt. And so
You're putting in a basketball hoop.
Yeah.
Let me see your permit.
Yeah. Just spinning that club around.
A big old timey hat. Where's your basketball permit?
Yeah. Exactly. And so the New York State decided that they were going to start a rivaling police unit called the New York Metropolitan Police.
So a blood and crip situation.
Yeah. They shortened the nickname of the Metropolitan Police was the Mets. So hey, there's a fun fact.
No. That's not fun at all.
Yeah.
It's a terrifying, sad fact. Their mascot's like, it's like a
Mr.
smiling
Baseball.
ball. Hey, I don't come from atrocities.
So this all came to a head in 1857. Fernando Wood, he was the mayor of New York. This guy named Charles Delvin gave him a $50,000 bribe to become the basically like the head of street security, or it's not street security, but it was like the street like permits and things like that. And it was such a lucrative thing that he was fine bribing him $50K.
Yeah.
And another guy got pissed because he bribed him $25K, and then he came to like.
Yeah, that's what happens in crime.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? It's not fair. You're bribing someone to fuck other people over to make yourself rich. You piece of shit. I'm glad you got fucked.
Right.
I hope he didn't give you your money back.
There was a big scandal, and so then the Metropolitan Police went to go arrest Fernando Wood, and the municipal police, who were his army, they literally, it was just different uniform cops fighting each other in the streets.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the army had to get called in to break up the police riot.
And then the Marines had to come get it. They bring in the cat to get rid of the mouse.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we going to do? Now we got fucking tigers everywhere.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened? And so finally they separate all of them. The municipal police get so mad that they release a bunch of criminals from jail. They release a bunch.
Give them knives too.
They release a bunch of Irish criminals from jail, which creates the
I love. They're like, we're still racist.
yeah, exactly. Only let out the Irish.
Only the Irish. Still racist, but go free.
Which created a second riot in 1857 called the Dead Rabbit Riot, which is basically like the beginning of Gangs of New York. Like it was just nativists versus
The movie and the institutions.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. They all just fought. It's just
The mafia came over from Italy, like, what the fuck are these guys doing? What the fuck is going on here? And they said, we're bad.
yeah, we're
fine.
These fucking animals.
Fucking
do.
idiots. Yeah, fucking monsters.
Yeah. There's got to be order. So they finally disband the municipal police. They're like, get out of here. We're just doing the metropolitan. Yeah, the metropolitan police are run by the state. So like they're run by the state of New York, not the city. So
You're just a marshal doing it at the police station. Get!
Yeah.
All right, get!
Go on now.
Yeah, go on, get!
Wandering off, like pulling up the pants or whatever.
Different directions.
Scattering across. They get rid of them. So the metropolitan police, they're run by the state, so they're a little less corrupt. But then in 1870, there's this state senator from the city of New York who's lovingly called Boss Tweed. You know,
Oh,
the
my
most
God.
corrupt
Jesus
people
Christ.
of the Gilded Era.
Tammany Hall.
Yeah. Like he ran Tammany Hall. He was like, why don't we start back the municipal police again? And,
Everybody call me boss.
yeah, exactly. And
You know, like democracy.
yeah, you know, exactly. So he goes, we should start the municipal police again. You know, New York for New Yorkers. Blah 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 blah. And so basically now the political machine of New York just has a private army, and they're like, you know, like they.
This is the beginning of Tammany Hall.
Yeah. It's so apparent, like that. Yeah, there's just crazy corruption again until.
I was gonna say when they fix it.
Yeah. Well, they've tried a couple of times.
Until when? What was the date?
Yeah. So they tried for a second. So they tried for a little while. In 1895, they decided to have this create a new thing called the police commissioner, who was supposed to like shake things up and like move them and make it okay. They
Deal with Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Deal with Batman and crime and all that. They put this young man named Theodore Roosevelt at the head of the commission, and he was the sole power of it. He gave the first like civil service test. To where he's like, you have to take a test. You have to be able to read to be a cop.
That's not fair. I can hit.
Yeah, exactly. Why do I need to read?
There's no reading and fighting.
Yeah, exactly. You have to read, be able to read to be a cop. He gave everyone a standard issued gun. A Colt Peacemaker, because before that, cops were just using their own
just
guns.
Whatever you got.
Just whatever you got. Like, bring the scatter gun. Who gives a shit?
Like, I got a flamethrower. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's weird, but it'll work.
Yeah, exactly. So he tried to standardize and reform everything.
Let's standardize our weaponry.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
You gotta
that way
have
we
people
know
out-
when the cops are shooting,
Well,
right?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, people out here with maces.
Yeah, exactly. And big billy clubs.
Yeah.
And then finally, so a lot of the corrupt guys, basically he was like a reform guy. The actual head, the chief of police, the last person who was the chief of police, basically got so pissed off that they just removed Teddy Roosevelt's position.
Hilarious.
And
We'll fight anti-corruption with more corruption.
Yeah. Like putting gasoline on fire. No, okay. The guy who got rid of Teddy Roosevelt, he was the last person who was the chief of police. His name was William Stephen Derby, and he got accused of corruption a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah, but he got off a couple of times too. And after he retired, you want to know what he did?
admitted to wrote a book. If I did it, no.
No,
What
he
did
bought the fucking Yankees.
He bought the Yankees.
Yeah, he bought the fucking Yankees in 1902. He was the owner of the Yankees from 1902 to 1915.
I saved well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
I ate peanut butter and jelly for 75 years so I could buy the fucking Yankees. Because I think y'all are all assholes. I'm treating you all like piece of shit assholes. Fuck you. He's sitting in the owner's box in a mink. I own this. I saved. I'm not corrupt. You're corrupt.
There were these pictures in Harper's Weekly of just him as like he was one of the original like Gilded Age fat cats. Like, that would be like,
He's got hookers on each arm. Like, get out of my way.
I'm working for you. I'm working to keep these streets safe. You know what's a good investment opportunity on a public servant salary? Buying the fucking Yankees.
Buying a good ticket to the Yankees would be a challenge. Buying like season tickets, get the fuck out of here. You're not affording that. Buying the fucking Yankees.
Bought the fucking.
That's so funny. That is, wow.
That's amazing.
And the humor, and then just the fuck, what are you going to do about
Right.
it? Of it. You know? What are you going to do?
Nothing. Fuck you. Just.
I know Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
My friend now.
Yeah, that's my friend. I won 3 championships.
Tree,
against
that's
the-
how I
Against
talk.
the Cincinnati Red Stockings and the Boston Red Stockings.
Tree, that's how I talk. That's so blatantly. I mean,
I kind of love it.
yeah, like if it was a story, hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a writer, you got something,
Yeah,
bud.
you got
This is real life. What a fucking piece of shit. What a scumbag piece of shit.
He died of a heart attack.
Good.
'cause
I hope
he
it
was a
hurt.
big-
I hope it was painful and slow. Fucking scumbag.
Oh my God.
Corrupt cops make me very upset.
Yeah. Oh, I feel that 100%.
Did I ever tell you my plan?
What's your plan?
So I got an idea
Oh.
to stop the corruption.
Yeah.
Well,
Come on.
So any corruption's bad, right?
Right.
So like if you get, and obviously somebody else the cops can't investigate themselves. Any level of corruption, and by that I mean if you run a red light, if you turn on your lights just because you don't want to wait at the light, corruption, life in prison, without the possibility of parole, to be served in general population in the county you were a police officer. You're gonna get raped and murdered. You're gonna get raped and murdered. If you were not fair. If you were fair, you'll be fine. You'll probably get offered some nice wine.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be fine. If you were just straight up with people, you'll be fine. But if not, raped and murdered. Shouldn't have ran that red light. Should have waited like everybody else.
I mean,
I think this is a solid plan.
I think cops should be drafted. I think like that's one of the few things that like it's like
I don't want to. Perfect.
perfect. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't want to. I'm not an asshole. Well, now you have to do it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like Israeli. You know, in Israel, like you have to do military service for 2 years. Just draft people for 2 years to
Holy
be cops.
shit.
Yeah, you know. Like,
Huh.
That's what I think. You know, like
That's not bad.
right.
That's not bad.
Like you can be a full-time lifer if you want. Like a lot of people,
No.
like but like I think most beat cops especially
That's
should be
not
drafted.
I think
Yeah.
there's some combo in our ideas.
Right, exactly. And if they fuck up, life in prison.
Now, the bottom of it, in general population, very important. They're oftentimes in protective custody. Not going to cut it. In general population. You're on the yard, bud.
5 hours.
Yeah,
every
but
day.
they see you. You arrested them. They saw you.
One time I can't tell where I picked up a female prison guard one time in a small town, and while I was calling bingo,
That's I kind of don't want to hear the rest of the story. I just want to just take that where you want to in your head. No, but I do want to hear it. But that's beautiful. Go on.
She came up to me. She dipped, of course, and she goes.
What did Tracy say?
She goes, I really like you calling bingo. You want to go hang out at Applebee's after this? And I was like, yeah.
You want to go call bingo on my pussy?
Yeah.
Slick.
Oh,
That was
69,
clever.
come on.
That was clever, Tracy.
And she took me to before we went to Applebee's, she goes, "Hey, can we stop by my apartment so I can get my whiskey? Because I don't like paying those Applebee's prices."
It's funny though. It's an Applebee's flask.
Right. Exactly. That way, I won't
stick it
trick
to
you.
him.
But I can't show you where my apartment is because I don't know if I guarded you in prison, so I don't know if you want to murder me. And I was like, I mean, fair.
Fair? Shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Maybe I forgot you.
Yeah. I know. No, I've only been arrested in Mississippi.
Maybe I hold grudges, but I don't remember people's faces.
What is this, Memento? Just like, and then so we pick up her jug of Kentucky Deluxe, and we go to Applebee's, drink in the parking lot. We go in to get $20 two
Some
first,
apps.
yeah, some apps and zerts, and I go to take a piss.
Apps and certs.
I go to take a piss, and this little Mexican guy's staring at me while I'm peeing, and he pees right next to me. He goes, "You know you're dating a prison guard, right?" And I was like, "Are we gonna have to fight with our dicks out right now?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "You know she was my PO, right?" And I was like, "I didn't know that."
How would I know that?
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
you.
Yeah, I was like,
You know.
"Yeah." I go, "Look, man, I'm just trying to fuck." And he goes, "All right, well, fuck her good then."
Slap her around.
Yeah, slap her around a bit.
Or do whatever she doesn't like.
Speaking of lady corrections officers, at the turn of the century in 1910, they started letting ladies into the municipal police department.
Mm-hmm.
They always had to work undercover. They couldn't. You can't look good in the blue. It'd be you have to. You're basically a snitch for the cops.
Well, to be fair, that's their job.
Yeah.
That's all
Women?
of their jobs. No. Cops, that's their job.
Yeah, that is true. Like, hey, stop doing that.
Yeah.
They would bust up they would like bust fortune tellers and abortion clinics and like underground abortion clinics, snake oil salesmen and gay bars. That was what the ladies on the force had to do.
That's just still what a lot of people do. That's
Yeah.
still a lot of that hasn't changed in a lot of places.
That has not changed at
No.
all.
Those exact things. Except the what was the first thing? The Miss Cleos?
The fortune tellers.
Yeah, I just
like,
remember Miss Cleo.
isn't that basically what reading your star chart is now? But that's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Well, and to be fair,
yeah.
I don't think it's let people tell somebody's it's somebody like got arrested for she scammed like some guy out of like $700,000.
Yeah.
He just kept paying her a bunch of money, and it's like, well, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I don't know. She at one point
None of it came true.
She goes at one point. She's like, in order to get more information, I need a diamond Rolex, and he was like, okay, that makes sense, and bought her the diamond Rolex. At this point, you're on your own, buddy. You gotta learn your lesson at some point.
That's all you.
Yeah.
That is all you. Yeah. So, by the way, we've had plenty of riots throughout all of this. Like every year, New Yorkers, they just love doing it. In the 20th century, so yeah, early 1900s. You know, you're getting more than just beat cops. You're getting more than just like detectives. They with the way technology progressed, like they started getting motorcycle units. You know, your precursor to chips. Yeah, your chips, if you will. The anarchists of the early 1910s, you know, just throwing pipe bombs and shit.
That was wow when that was a thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're anarchists, like, but for real.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we just don't draw an A on our leather jacket.
No,
we throw pipe bombs.
We throw pipe bombs and talk about workers' solidarity. Like, isn't that a communist? Dude, anarchists just go with whoever's losing at the time. Like, you know,
they really go for underdogs.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
they're just
they're like fighting losing wars. You know,
you just get some sports in front of them.
Right.
You know,
as soon as they win, as like every time anarchists work with whoever's losing, as soon as they win, the first people to gain power immediately kill the anarchists. They're like, yeah. And it's just like, I'm an anarchist. Like, what does that mean? Oh, I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Stop throwing pipe bombs.
No.
Yeah, I don't want
Leave
to.
us alone more.
Right. So yeah, they got the bomb squad. There's your first bomb squad, which
You'd think there'd have to be a lot of bombs before there was a bomb squad.
Right.
Oh, I guess all the anarchists.
yeah, all the anarchists and all the labor revolt stuff in the early 1900s.
Again, that's when they were serious about this shit. They're not staging walkouts.
No. This is violence for violence sake. Tenement houses and things like that. No. So There's back to the ladies. This Margaret Whitehurst was assigned to work in Brooklyn and led an undercover investigation of a birth control clinic. So like ladies are busting birth control spots.
It was illegal.
Yes.
Birth control.
Oh yeah. In 1910. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That checks out.
So
God damn.
Yeah. By the end of World War, I don't know if you know this but the Italians had moved in to New York in the 1900s.
I've heard some things.
Yeah.
I've descended from some people.
Yeah.
I've seen their name on Ellis Island.
Right, and so by the 30s and 40s, there isn't a lot of talk of corruption just because it's just, happening.
Yeah, it's the lay of the land. It'd be
like,
weirder if it wasn't corrupt.
Like this is the like Goodfellas, like this was the best of times in like 1957 when like we were just stealing things from JFK and we just paying cops, And
then it's like the Italian immigrated, like, oh, you want us to teach you corruption? Hey, buddy, let's work together on corruption. Oh,
why would you arrest me when you could have this nice mink coat?
I stole it from that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, I live in Bentonhurst.
That was great.
Yeah. And, so like, I guess we didn't even talk about Prohibition. So we get into the 20s with.
I was wondering.
Prohibition.
Yeah.
Again.
Really set my people up nice.
Yeah. Exactly. What Yeah, we could run a restaurant or
run all the restaurants.
Oh, this is just a fun side riot thing that I wanted to talk about. Side riot.
That's a fun band name.
Yeah, that is a good band name. We keep doing that.
Every
episode we somehow find. Yeah.
I hope bands come out of this.
Right. Yeah.
And don't let us in.
So they once again with cop corruption, there was a law where you had to close down all the saloons on Sundays, but no one ever did it because cops were making money off of it. And so when Teddy Roosevelt tried to shut all this down, and he actually got people to shut down the saloons, all of the German police officers rioted. They're like, I need to be able to drink.
That's really funny.
If I can get sauced up on shift, here's another Teddy.
But I'm going to beat the shit. You think I'm violent now. If I can't get drunk to deal. If I can't get drunk to deal.
What is happening right now? Why was 5 ounce the door open?
I love your German.
Yeah.
I love your German accent. I love it so much.
Another thing Teddy Roosevelt did is he cracked down on cops sleeping during the night shift. They called it cooping, since they would sleep like chicken coops.
They called it cooping.
They called it cooping.
What are you doing, cooping? What are you supposed to be doing, protecting and serving?
Yeah.
I'm cooping, though.
Right. Yeah. So
that's so funny. He's like, don't get drunk at work and stop sleeping on the job. Like, fuck you!
Oh, Mr. Teddy Two Shoes over here.
You think you're so fucking good? Very, very basic requests.
Yeah. Well, once again, this just goes back to like us being in high school. It's like, hey guys, could you just be at school and pay attention? Like, nah.
We used to literally call one of my dad's friends Satan. Because he would be mad when we're having like drunken parties and everyone's smoking weed in his house, and he gets mad and we're like, Satan. Like, we were children doing drugs in his home.
Yeah, exactly. Mom, I can't believe you're mad that I invited over 40 people.
Some I don't know and some don't like me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. Having underage sex in my brother's
free
room.
reign
in my home. Yeah. So those were some fun. We got the ladies in the tents. Prohibition was a wild time. A lot of cops made a lot of fucking scratch.
Yankee buying money.
Yeah. Yankee buying money. During that time. So this happens a lot in NYPD stuff. They go, oh, corruption's out of control. Want to know what we need to do? Let's do reform. Let's do a commission or something. And like,
who leads the commission?
oh, what do we get the cops to do it? Yeah. Well, because like the two
It's like having me judge if I drink too much.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
Right.
You can't stand. Whatever, I'm fine. Get out of my face.
Exactly. Hey, just 1 second. Let me call the guy who's running this this enforcement thing. Ring, ring, ring. Yeah, I'm not drunk.
Let him go.
I actually saw that happen once in Mississippi.
I bet.
An assistant district attorney. Yeah.
You remember his name?
I'm not gonna. Nope. Nope.
Why not?
Nope.
Mr. District Attorney. He's probably a full-time now.
Oh, he is not.
Oh.
He's higher up now.
Oh, really? He's out there real persecuting.
Right. So then you get these commissions, right? And there wasn't a commission to reform the NYPD until 1970. So like there was one and like
they started talking about
Prohibition, and then 50 years of everyone just chilling, you know? Like, oh,
hell yeah.
Oh, he's a good cop. Like that kind of shit.
When he dies, put him on a pool table.
Yeah, 1 second. Find my stuff.
Should have your things prepared.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
General population.
That's not even corruption. That's just incompetence. All right. Well, if we're gonna talk about that, it's general corruption.
It was just a fun callback.
Yeah. So the Knapp Commission comes out in 1970, and that was actually helped with by American Gangsters. So I forgot it. You know, Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington really helped out with that commission.
Frank Lucas.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so the Knapp Commission was super interesting because they found like crazy amounts of corruption, you know, like, but it is different than a lot of like that's where, did you ever see the show The Deuce on HBO?
No.
Really good.
Is it?
Yeah. It was really good. It talks about So there's the term that they used for super corrupt cops and not as corrupt cops is grass eaters versus meat eaters.
Wow.
Like grass eaters would accept passive bribes or whatever just to like look away, you know, and like meat eaters were actually like stealing stuff from the like police.
They'll kidnap your mother.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's the term grass eater was like accepted
you love to have
gratuities.
gradations in your corruption. You know?
Yeah.
Well, at least you're not that corrupt.
Right, exactly. Like even the good guys, like, you know, that happens in every movie. They don't trust you if you don't take a taste. You know, like.
So What is this? I didn't realize I joined a gang.
Exactly.
You did.
This is a blue shirt. Yeah, no, and then like the meat eaters were actually like working with the mob and things like that.
Well, any successful criminal has the police paid off. Like you legitimately cannot be a successful criminal if you are not bribing cops and have attorneys and
intimidating witnesses. Yeah.
That's just standard. You got to threaten a family member or two. It's not nice, you know. But if you want to succeed in your industry.
Yeah. So so they started after the Knapp Commission, and once again, anytime the police get questioned, they'll go on strike or riot or like, oh, you're telling us how to do our jobs? Like, we don't want to do it anymore. And then like,
if I can't hit people with bats there for no reason, I don't want to do it. Then why give tickets for people that don't deserve them?
Exactly. Roll and stop. Yeah.
I'm not feeling fulfilled anymore.
So the Knapp Commission happens in 1970. It takes like 2 or 3 years. They start internal affairs bureaus, and and once again, this is the first major one, and so like policing gets a little better until the 80s when crack cocaine comes to the forefront, and then woof. This is where like certain cops in New York, like they are actual criminals now. Like this is where like people
There's legitimate gangs.
Like I don't know. Up until that point, like cops would like beat up people and like.
Well, once the CIA brought in all that cocaine,
Right. once Reagan pumped our streets full of cocaine.
which they did.
Yeah. Oh no, guns and cocaine. That's, no. Will, are you a conspiracy theorist? No, that happened.
No, that's facts.
Yeah.
That's provable facts.
Exactly.
Unfortunate.
But provable.
And like in color. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You like to
That's
think
the weird thing. Like,
you like to think a lot of shit. You're like, well, that's crazy that happened. Then it's like, yeah, but there was color TV.
Right.
Like, I'm watching it in color.
right. Exactly.
You understand why that's bad? You know?
Yeah. No. It's like I'm fine with like thinking about police corruption in like lithograph.
Yeah.
You know, or like a drawing of like a
we
guy with a mustache.
I need a special machine to play this and view it. You know what I'm saying? That's further. This is very close.
Right. Yeah, and so that came back, and then the once again the Mullen Commission was the 1992 one that David and Dinkins wants to look at corruption stuff, and it's like the
Why do I know Dinkins? What did he
he
do?
was a mayor in the 90s. In
Yeah,
New York.
no, but did he do something silly or
I think
wacky?
he did something. I bet he did something.
I feel like it
goofy.
was something like that. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like there was a or somebody.
Oh, he was the first black mayor of New York.
Okay.
Yeah. He was a
I wasn't
Democrat.
that.
That's not a surprise.
No, I think I'm thinking of somebody else then.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar though.
Yeah.
I brought nothing to this, so.
Yeah, it's okay. He was born in New Jersey. Ugh.
Fuck you. You piece of shit. Where are you born? Mississippi? Look at your shirt. Scumbag.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the history of the NYPD.
It's crazy.
Also, let's get into their hats. Like, so their hats have been silly from the get-go.
From the jump.
Yeah, from the jump.
Well, they were modeled after the English cops, right? And they have
goofy-ass hats, too.
very Monty Python-esque hats.
I don't understand the functionality even of the modern like dress police hat, where it's like because it's got the weird sloping thing on the
Yeah,
back
and it's
like
corners.
a short it's
Hats are stupid. Like, unless they're like functional, it's like, what the fuck is this?
right.
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Just everybody does it so you think it looks normal,
it's
but
a
it doesn't.
ceremonial hat.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Fucking
it doesn't-
weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So like I just love looking at all these goofy old hats on these goofy old guys. And, like I don't know the transformation of the New York police department hat. It's basically almost turned like army.
I was
like,
gonna say, now it's a military helmet.
Yeah,
I feel like.
now it's like dude, that riot gear that looks like a Roman helmet.
Well,
you know?
yeah,
Like,
they're just that's just military equipment.
yeah, that is military
With
equipment.
camouflage
Yeah.
in a city. Like, what is this?
Oh man, yeah.
What are you blending into?
Right.
Like all the blood.
I keep my riot shield clear so I can see all the blood. Did you ever see that clip of there were the protests in Atlanta, and this one officer has a smaller riot shield than the rest of the officers, and he's a black officer. You hear this guy, look at that little shield ass having motherfucker.
That shit was so funny, roasting his ass for his little.
little shield ass having motherfucker. So funny.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
And would hurt. You're
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, I do have a little ass shield.
Yeah.
Why'd they give me the little ass shield?
Yeah.
It's their dicks.
Yeah, because you're so little. Yeah, so like with all of the like reform stuff, once again I don't know if this is a win-lose one. I think it's
It's a lose.
yeah,
I'll tell you.
I think the people of New York typically lose with the NYPD history.
Certainly.
Like and it's like
Do they still
150 years.
are they still doing stop and frisk? I think
No, they had to get rid of stop and frisk.
That was like a year though.
Yeah, like 2 years ago. They had to get rid of stop and frisk. They like a couple of the like major things that are going on right now is they had to get rid of stop and frisk. There was another corruption investigation in 2018 where basically once again
Oh really?
it was it was a federal corruption thing where 4 officers were arrested once again for stealing drugs and then reselling them to drug dealers.
Yeah, they do that a lot. And you think of the crimes, it's like, yeah, what the fuck are they gonna do? Call the cops? Some of them do. You know? And honestly, I would too. I'd be like, fuck you, I'll go to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're gonna go to jail too,
this
you
is
dickhead.
bullshit.
I'm a drug dealer. This is what I'm supposed to do. You're being an asshole. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. I'm fine with the cops and robbers.
Yeah,
like,
I signed up for this. I get the aspect of this.
Beep, beep, beep,
You're
beep,
not
yeah.
doing your fucking part.
Exactly.
Yeah, you cake and eat it 2-ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fuck you. This is bullshit. I'll take the time.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
They
They said I got an uncle as NYPD.
Oh,
I think he's still NYPD. I know he married my. Now he's my aunt. Now he's my ex uncle. I don't know.
now he's Chris.
Rob.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like a cop?
Yeah, exactly.
My uncle Rob's a cop. Of course he is.
Yeah.
Of course your uncle Rob's a cop.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sure just pristine and always did the nice things.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect guy.
Yeah.
No, I think the citizens of New York have lost against the police and their silly hats for over 150 years. I guess. Yeah. So it was.
And probably will continue to in the future.
Yeah. No, it's like 175 years of policing in New York.
And yeah, I mean, it's super important. It's like there's a small part of corrupt cops, and then there's other ones that aren't corrupt.
Right.
And they're just as bad, if not worse.
Then the corrupt ones?
Yeah, because they don't tell on them. Like a bad cop, it's like, well, you're bad. You're a piece of shit. You're just evil. Whatever you're doing.
You're a passive cop.
Yeah. You know this is bad and aren't doing anything. Like, he's a piece of shit. He's going to steal and rob from people. That's who he is. He's a scumbag.
Yeah, exactly.
You know better and aren't stopping him. You're worse.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
You have a very odd moral code.
I really do. I'm fucking all over the place. And it's also really.
Either way, okay, the bad cop and the complicit cop, both in gin pop.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Also, a lot of my opinions are formed based on what topics I'm most recently listening to on podcasts.
Yeah.
So the closer the subject is, the hotter I get about it.
Right. Oh, I feel that 100%.
Now I'm listening to a podcast about a story about two brothers and a sister that go on a bank robbery spree. So I'll have some stuff to think about that later.
Yeah, that's dope. Oh, I was listening to a podcast on the history of executions. The Dan Carlin.
We're
one.
a fun bunch.
We are. I'm gonna go home and watch my stories. Listen to my stories. Yeah. All right. So that's fun. That's
okay.
That's
yeah.
the
So
history.
winner, NYPD.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to sound like a gender studies major, but like there's a real bad power structure. There's the power dynamic that just sucks.
I love that you use that voice. That's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely winner NYPD.
Yep.
Losers, the people of New York.
Hey, but the pizza's so good.
It is.
And real
it is.
cheap. So.
Oh man.
You got that, New York.
Yeah, you do. You do.
All right, that's it.
Bang.
This is the hat word of the day.
Welcome to the hat word of the day. Here's the hat word of the day.
Hit me.
Over COVID, I watched
That's
a lot
a weird
of
hat name.
Yeah, exactly.
Over COVID.
I watched a lot of World War II films, and I noticed that after World War II, a lot of people picked up the German style helmet because of its functionality. And do you want to know what those German style helmets are called?
What?
Stahlhelm.
It sounds like a festival. It sounds like
Stahlhelm. Stahlhelm.
Oh.
Yeah. Stahlhelm.
Oh.
still sounds like a festival.
It still sounds like a festival. You going to Stahlhelm this year?
Yeah, dude, I go every year. I've been going since 08. Back when
Bro, all the corporate people are there now. It's getting kind of lame.
Yeah, but they just started a new festival that was from World War I called Pickelhauben, which is the pickle helm, the little spiked helmets that they used to have.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's just the style helmet is just the steel helmet that the Germans used, and then
that sounds very much just like steel helmet.
yeah, no, they're very very practical people.
Very- Yeah, we don't have time to fuck around.
In Italy, it would be like the helmet that soars and
Yeah.
protects your neck. Yeah,
Yeah, that's hilarious.
yeah.
Huh.
What if it's a big steel helmet? Then we would call it Gross Stahlhelm.
I wish you would quote asking questions.
Yeah.
I can't do the German thing. That's you.
Yeah. No, I don't think you use words correctly. Will, when you go hang out with your African American friends, you speak very good black, and I cannot understand you sometimes.
That just sounds like a real conversation you've had.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's the hat word of the day. Just the old steel helm from World War II. Yeah. Steel
Simple
helm.
word for
For
a simple helmet for simple people.
Well, yes, the Germans are simple people.
All they want to do is conquer.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and it was a German woman that sung that. Hat
Yeah,
word of
exactly.
the day. Hey, that's one's for you, hat lady. Sing the
Yeah.
person that sings that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch out, here they come, and they're coming fast. It's time for silly facts from the past. Silly facts from the past.
All right, thank you, German woman. Welcome to Silly Facts. This is the silly facts from the time period that we're talking about. What you got?
Well,
today, Will?
this one covered a long time period because it's the history of the NYPD. So I've got one fact from the year that the NYPD started. It was 1845. That was when the Great Potato Famine started in Ireland, and we had all those dirty Irish come over to this country.
Can I tell you a dumb potato famine joke?
Yeah.
I
Please do.
So I was like, this had to happen like in Ireland during the potato famine. There were two Irishmen walking through a field, and they're like, "Do you think that cow has any potatoes?" And then they died.
Oh.
That's my dumb potato
There
famine
you
joke.
There we go. And then I just want to, the guy who, so the year that fucking what's his face bought the Yankees, the former
the perfect crystal clear non-corrupt public servant.
bought the Yankees.
Now they serve me.
Yeah, exactly. That was the same year that Albert Einstein published his theory on relativity. E equals mc squared. Yeah. So that's
smart and dumb shit.
yeah,
going
smart
on.
and dumb shit's happening. Meanwhile, in Switzerland,
Everything was clean.
yeah, exactly. In 1970, when the Knapp Commission came to be to talk about police corruption, that was the same year that Richard Nixon took the U.S. dollar off the gold standard and got all those libertarians' dicks in a tizzy.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
There's a lot of action.
How
going
about
on.
gold?
A lot of action going on.
Yeah.
in that decade.
Due to Vietnam and debt, and
Ooh.
we're all Keynesians now.
Vietnam too, man. They must have been like, this sucks. Like, the world is terrible.
Yeah.
You think this is ever going to be better? And they're like, no, it can't. It always keeps getting worse.
We got to fight the Ruskies by invading Vietnam. Let's take ourselves off the gold standard. That way we can create our own money in a vacuum, and we won't have to cut these social programs that we're going to cut again in 50 years. Ah!
Now Russia, what?
Gattaca!
Goddamn disaster. Summer of love.
Summer of love. Summer of love.
It's a weird
Serial killers. Vietnam.
It's a weird summer to edge that into. Wedge in love between serial killers, Tricky Dick, and Vietnam. Free love.
No, that summer was great.
I guess you had to have some pressure relief valve.
Yeah.
Like, we can't have all of this
man.
and nothing.
The dollar ain't worth a shit no more. I need to put my dick somewhere.
I need to smoke some low-grade weed and fuck something smelly.
Yeah. So those are the three facts that we got this year. Yeah.
Nice. Spanned a bit of time.
Yep. There we go.
Cool. Those were the facts. Them's the facts.
Them's the facts.
That's what we should start saying at the end of one.
All right.
Them's the facts.
Them's the facts.
And now it's time for
Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Leave it.
This is where we make fun of hats.
All right. Thank you, Mr. British Man. Now we're on to our segment Lid Bits, where we
Yay.
get to make fun of the hats that we've been discussing all podcast with some of our favorite comedians. Today we have Miss Corlis DeLaruen.
Hi.
One of my favorites. Corlis, the first time I saw you, I think it was out in the sticks somewhere with like a bunch of really old underbite white dudes, and I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. It was one of the Jesse Payton shows.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you would have been murdered, and I was like, damn, she's awesome.
Well, thank you. I'm glad it was a good moment.
Yeah.
What if it was real bad? You're like, I knew she never had a chance. No, Jesse shows like one thing I will say about Jesse, and that's not what we're here to talk about, but
Yeah.
I do like a producer of shows that is very like aware of his audience and what will be responded to properly.
Yeah.
And because I'm so loud as a comic, it was outside, and
Yeah.
I do really well in those settings. Like one time I think me and Radu had done a show at a beer garden or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was, everybody was just spread out and they had their own conversations. But I'm so loud. They're like, what the hell is she talking about?
I
If
will
she's not
get
funny,
their attention.
Yeah, I'll demand
Yeah.
with my loudness.
Well, today we were discussing the history of the New York Police Department and how they maybe
Possibly.
could be a little corrupt.
Just maybe.
Oh, they are.
This is NYPD versus everyone.
Yeah. We talked about it earlier. The NYPD was literally formed to stop people from protesting. Like that.
It was literally started as a corrupt thing.
Yeah. I actually worked in New York for a long time, and I'm gonna just say a restaurant I worked at would turn into a nightclub at the end of the night, and I didn't know this at the time, but we were selling drugs through the restaurant, and
So it was a restaurant.
Yes, a regular restaurant. We were doing
restaurant.
everything we were trying to do.
Right.
And then ultimately the chef or the person that owned it was tired of paying the cops to not raid us. And when I tell you they raided our ass every damn night, and we just every time we were just like, oh shit,
Like we're extra rated.
yeah, like we were getting raided to the degree that at one point we were just like, okay, we're not gonna do the nightclub, and then we tried to do a sneak and do one, and then they were like, nope. It was
Not until we
really.
get our cut.
I thought I was in a movie though. I didn't know that shit was true until I was in New York, and I was like, y'all motherfuckers is getting paid. Yeah.
So yeah, we have a bunch of classic NYPD looks over here, and yeah. So we can just run through all of them. It's really fun anecdotes about some of the former. So this is great. I love this picture so much, just because like, oh man, the NYPD has a really fun little top hat, like, and the fire brigade's hat.
Yeah, they're wearing the fire brigade hat.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing about
Oh,
this.
wait.
I'll start my jokes,
Okay, no.
but
Yeah, go for it.
I'll start my jokes. But I guess the fire department was a afterthought. They didn't have a fire department at first.
No.
And I read a story about how it came to be. But okay, here we go with these hats. I think this is the mullet of police hats, guys. Business in the front and racist discriminatory practices in the back. Also known as business in the front and business as usual in the back is what I want to say. And then the other one was... this hat resembles the catch and release program, as in catch blacks and release whites, because it looks like a mouth. If you gotta explain, you gotta explain the joke, it's not funny. This is another one I had for this gentleman in the backdrop. I was picking up on his hat. He has I said this hat is when you gotta beat niggas in the desert, because he has like a flap in the.
Yeah.
I'm explaining all my jokes. This is really going well.
This is a visual medium too. Everyone's gonna be able to see the hats.
Yeah, the hats are gonna be on there.
I
Yeah.
apologize. Okay, so the other one was. This hat looks like a suggestion box for racist thoughts, because I thought it looked like a box. Damn, I'm doing it. Okay,
Yeah, you
guys,
can-
please.
That's so funny and adorable how you keep doing that.
I am, because I'm trying to look at the pictures and remember. Okay, okay. So I said this hat looks like a baker's hat, but the only thing he makes is false charges against minorities. This hat is if fuck the police was a hat. I did that wrong. If, this looks like a hat. If fuck the police was a hat, that's the one that looks like a dick. Let me see. Okay, this hat looks like when you have you have to racially profile at 12 p.m. but brunch is at 2 p.m.
The straw ones. Yeah. Thanks. That's an evening. Yeah, that's a classic.
Okay.
I need a mimosa and to sprinkle some crack. All done by 4.
This is my evening racist wear.
Yes. And I said this one was where they hide all the evidence they're going to plant later. This one, yeah. Okay. What's the other one? Oh, this hat was designed aerodynamically for their shoot first and slowly jog over to plant evidence policy later. This hat was designed to be a throwing star in case the nigga you shot survived.
So it's sort of like a bayonet on a gun, you know? Last resort.
Oh my gosh. Wait, let me see. No, okay, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I know it seems like a lot of my jokes are like racist jokes, but
yeah, I get it.
Okay, so this hat looks like a pencil. If the pencil was racist, so there's that. Okay, and then the true crime.
It was a number 1 pencil.
Yeah, the number 1 racist in the world. Let me see. Niggas in the desert. I did that one. The hat looks. Oh wait, okay. So these are some scrappy ones that I took too long with. I was like, it's too wordy, but I'm gonna say them anyway because
do it.
So I said, it's so sad. I love how they were wearing the hats and all the time. You don't really see hats a lot nowadays with police officers, and I was like, what they say though, because they were so professional back then, right? They were super professional. It's like with that old saying, is this dress for the racist you want to be? That's what I felt like. That's too long. It's too long. It's fine.
It was long.
It's long. It's a little wordy.
It was wordy.
It's wordy.
Could have been cut down for sure.
That's all.
It was. I thought I was gonna have a little party that was gonna. Okay. I think. Oh. This hat is a true crime. Whoever designed it, which is this guy. Yeah, I was just like, what is that? That was that. That's it for me, guys.
Dude, thank you so much.
No
for
worries.
That.
No worries. That's it.
Perfect. Fantastic. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Yes, thank you. And where can everybody find you?
So obviously follow me on Instagram, Corlis DeLaruen, and then me and Kenjamin Alonzo have a open mic that we do every Wednesday at the Garden HTX off of McGowan.
Yeah.
Try to think about public transit it's not a lot of parking, but it's a really great spot.
It's like Houston. There's no parking anywhere.
There's no parking anywhere.
It's like typical Houston place.
Nothing. And then I have some shows coming up, but right now, all the dates are just not in my head, so I'm not going to continue to talk anymore.
I feel that.
So look her up on Instagram and everything for this date.
Yeah, I post myself. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I told you guys about the Instagram.
Hell
yeah.
Fine.
Anyway.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Will Loden, a.k.a. the shout-out master.
Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake,
He'll get you.
That's very true. I will. Shout out today to my 9th grade geography teacher / football coach.
Hell yeah.
Coach Ponce. Did he come up with really ethnically problematic ways to remember countries in Africa? Yes.
Hell
yes,
yeah.
He did. Did he show us YouTube clips of animals fighting each other instead of studying? Yes. Yes, he did. Did he get fired when I was a 10th grader because he flipped off everyone and called them fags? Yes. Yes, he did. Shout out to a very inspirational man, Coach Ponce. I hope you're doing well.
Let's name this episode after him. That's really funny. Yeah. Okay, so I have a similar guy. Yeah. I forget his name, though. But, he taught, it was the audio video class.
AV Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so half the year was, we were learning Flash. Yeah. Which he did not know how to work a fucking computer. He did not give a fuck about that part. The second part, the video shit, he did in college. He was kind of into it.
Right.
He did not he had a code word. When other teachers came in, he would say, "Go Cougars," and then he was like, "Minimize the internet and pull up your work." One of my buddies would come into the class and just hang out with me. I'd just play internet radio. We'd hang out, and then we'd go smoke cigarettes in my car.
So cool. Dude, so cool.
He was the best. Didn't learn shit.
No, that's
the
fun.
first week of class, he was like, all right, turn around your chairs. And he just basically told stand-up. Like, he just told us funny stories from his
just
past.
working on his bits. Yeah.
For a fucking week.
I definitely did that when I was coaching, where I was just working my bits on 16-year-olds.
You like that? What do you think about that?
Yeah.
He was killing.
It's pretty funny when you say gay.
Yeah, yeah, he was killing it. We're like, he's talking about like stuff like we're adults.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, so shout out to shitty teachers.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
All right. That's it for this episode. Silly Hats. I think we once again proved our point.
Yep, I think we definitely proved our point. And if you think that we proved our point, you got to fucking like and subscribe and, follow us on all forms of social media. We're on Twitter. We're not on Twitter.
We're on
Twitter.
everything.
We're on
Silly
everything.
Hats Podcast.
Yeah. Silly Hats Podcast.
SillyHatsPodcast.com.
Yep.
And, you can check out that. We're on Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff.
Follow the Whiskey Brothers.
Everybody's like, we're on every. We're not on every. There's some little one that just started yesterday. Yeah. If it becomes viable in the marketplace, we will be on it.
Right.
Until it is marketly viable, we're not going to be on it.
How come you're not on?
Fucking minushit.io. Yeah. I don't know. When it becomes viable.
Yeah. Oh, you guys aren't on WhatsApp. Well, that's a texting device.
I don't think you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Where can they find you?
Me on Instagram at Nick Hates People, and Facebook, Twitter, all that, and also at nickhatespeople.com, my website. I have merch. You can see all my tour, my show dates, and anything I'm doing, and all that stuff.
You can find me at Will_Loden on Instagram, William Lynn Loden Jr. on Facebook, and you can go to my website, gunsandliquor.com. To see all my upcoming dates and some of the cool shit I'm doing. I just bought some merch for the first time. I'm going to start selling air fresheners.
Hell yeah.
If your car's stanky.
I feel like that's on brand. I don't know why.
It's definitely on brand. Yeah, that's all I've got. We good today?
Hell yeah, that's it. So make sure, like I said, tell people, follow, all that shit.
Yep.
We're Silly Hats.
I love you. Bye.
That concludes this episode of Silly Hats. Thank you for tuning into our program. Created by Will Loden and Nick Palermo. Hosted by Will Loden and Nick Palermo. Researched by Will Loden. Audio and video editing by Nick Palermo. Video recording and additional video support, Slade Ham and Jerry Wayne Longmire. Brought to you by the Whiskey Brothers Network. Recorded at the Whiskey Brothers Studio. Featuring comedians Corlis DeLaruen. Special thanks to the Houston Public Library and the Village Hat Shop of San Diego, California since 1980. Follow Silly Hats Podcast on all forms of social media at Silly Hats Podcast. For a full bibliography, follow us on Instagram. We'd like to especially thank the Whiskey Brothers for their support. Drink up, chaps.